we are supposed to be living every day like it's our last, right? Like
Right,
theoretically, as Christians, right? They used to say Maranatha, right? Which
right.
I'm not even sure what it translates to, but like He's here. Or what does it mean? Like,
Amen, come Lord.
Amen, come Lord, right?
Yeah.
That's tradition, right? Like what the believers said to each other after Christ resurrected,
Mhm.
right? And ascended
Uh,
into heaven, right?
yeah.
Um, and I don't think that's not something we say anymore, but it's not,
Unfortunately, yeah.
yeah,
Maybe we
but
revive it. Maybe we get it going again.
yeah. How do you say it in English? What'd you say?
I think it's Amen, come
Amen.
Lord.
Amen.
O
Come on.
Lord, come Lord, something like that.
Yeah.
Probably one of the
That's not gonna scare anybody off.
yeah, one of the fact checkers can check me on that,
Yeah, yeah.
but
Hey,
that might
see, yeah.
but that might be that might be a great way to start those glue conversations. I mean, you roll up to a party or something or a gathering and say, "Amen, Maranatha." You may get some weird looks, but at least it'll start a dialogue. I mean, I was reading I forget if I heard this in a sermon or a book. I'm not going to try to quote it from anything,
Mhm.
but I remember that in the early centuries in the church, you know how like we text each other, "Yo, what's up, Andrew? How are you?" Or I
Mhm.
give you a call, "Christos Aneste, what's up, man?" How that I read somewhere or heard that in the early church, their way of social interaction is that they would ask one another, "How's your prayer life?"
Hmm. Like as an opener?
Like as an opener.
Hey, what's up? How's your not even before what's up? Hey,
Before, like,
hey,
"How are
how's your
you?
opener?
How's your prayer life?" And I don't know if it's that specific of the phrase, but how are you doing spiritually, essentially? Can you imagine
Mhm.
in the early church where God was number one, they were living Christos Anesti, they were living Christ is risen, and that was their dialogue with one another.
Mm.
How's your spiritual life doing? And for a couple buddies of mine, I told them like, let's start asking each other. Let's call and we can cut this superficial stuff. And how's your prayer life? It's not a judgment thing. You ask me, how's my prayer life?
Mhm.
Maybe we need something like that. The Amen Maranatha. Maybe we need to talk about our
How
death
how
more.
close do you have to be with someone to ask them a question like that?
Well, I mean,
Like,
I think it has to be someone that
it has to
would.
be mutual, right?
Right,
Like
right,
it has
right.
to be like we're in agreement that we're gonna ask each other this,
I
or
think so.
or there's some kind of like maybe more of like a big brother little brother relationship.
Maybe,
Yeah,
maybe,
because
maybe.
if you just do it to an acquaintance, it might come across
Ye-
as judgy, right? Like a
Exactly,
little like,
exactly. No,
why are
I
you
think.
asking me that, dude?
Yeah,
How's your prayer life?
yeah, I think people that and they know that what you mean by it, and maybe something you discuss. I know one of my buddies, I told them, hey, let's always ask each other, how's your prayer life? How's your spiritual life?
Hmm.
If it's really bad, let's be honest with each other, give each other pointers. And maybe going from a small group of friends, kind of build on that. And eventually, maybe one day all of us will ask each other like, "Hey Abe, how's your Wednesday and Friday fasting going?"
Mm.
It's kind of off, I missed a few weeks. How's yours going? In a fraternally brotherly way, man.
Because it has to be talked about. It has to be asked. I think a lot of us just use the cop out of, uh, everyone brings up the Saint Francis of Assisi quote.
Preach the
It's
kingdom and
use words if necessary,
yeah,
kind of thing. So we're just like, I'm just gonna show everyone my prayer life. I'm gonna show everyone blah
yeah,
blah blah. But I don't have to say anything or ask them or. I mean, there's some truth to that, of course, but
yeah,
people aren't going to be observing you and knowing your
yeah.
conduct all the time, and sometimes people actually want to share, they want to tell you,
Yes,
they want
yes.
to they want somebody to ask, they don't
Everyone,
they don't
yeah,
want you to just be an example. They want you to push them,
exactly. And the problem is, if you have enough people that want someone to ask them, but no one is asking, then we're just all here twiddling our thumbs and
right.
no one's getting anywhere. And I think a big problem is, and I do this all the time. We need to stop compartmentalizing our spiritual life.
Mm,
We need to stop and we do this all the time, whether in Sunday school meetings, church, we've heard sermons on it. Like there shouldn't be a this is my spiritual life this is my social life, this is my personal life, this is my work life.
Mhm.
We need to get rid of that.
Yeah.
Everything we do is spiritual. Every single thing we do. طالما احنا we were created in God's image, game set match, and you were baptized,
Yeah.
game over.